I cannot possibly tell you in words how blessed you are to be a part of a ministry like this. In Christendom, in the world of Christianity, so much is going on that appears to be godly, full of activity and full of work, but the Lord has so little to do with much of this. And I've been careful, the little discernment the Lord gave me, to stay away from much that happens, but to link my life with a few that I really sense that they walk with the Lord, that they seek His honor more than anything else in life. And that I found in the leadership of this ministry that you are part of. You know, investing our life, our resources in ministry, for a lot of North Americans, it is kind of a necessary evil. Or, oh my goodness, all those people are so poor and needy and I have to do something, I'm so blessed, otherwise what God is going to think about me. But you know what? It is a privilege, not a burden. The ministry that I am part of, we work in the so-called 1040 window region, which makes up of over 1 billion Hindus, over 1 billion Muslims, Buddhists, tribals, untouchables, so on and on. That's a part of the world that I come from, and we are ministering there. 97% of the unreached people that never had the chance to hear about the salvation through Christ, resides in that 1040 window region. Some time ago, my wife Gisela came to me in our Dallas office and said, would you read this letter? I was sitting on my comfortable chair and I didn't know what it was, and I said, yeah, give it to me. And she said, oh, by the way, please don't speed read. And she walked away. I didn't like that. When I finished reading the letter, I was no more sitting on my chair. I was weeping and on my knees. This letter came from one of our dear brothers from Hardwar by river Ganges. And he is one of the 11,000 native missionaries that seek to win the lost. That week, 35 million Hindus came from all over India to go into these dirty, polluted, stinking waters of Ganges, washing themselves for the forgiveness of sin. That evening, as he was coming home from his distribution of tracts and booklets, by the way, carrying your booklets in local languages, he saw a young woman sitting by the bank of the river, weeping uncontrollably and pounding upon her chest. For the culture of our nation, it means something happened to her worse than death itself. So this young missionary goes to her and says, what happened? Why are you crying so much? She responded, he writes in the letter now, my husband is poor. We are poor. My husband is sick and he can't work anymore and we are so poor. And my sins are so many that nobody knows about. To find forgiveness for my sins and solution to the problems of my home, I have given the best offering I can give to Goddess Ganges. My only child, my 6-month-old baby boy, I just threw him into the river. Paragraph. I sat beside her, he wrote, and explained to her from the Bible. But your sins are forgiven 2,000 years ago. All you need to do is just to call upon Jesus. God is not mad at you. He loves you. And this dear brother explained the scriptures to her. And finally he wrote, After hearing what I had to say to her, she wiped her tears and looked straight into my eyes and said this statement, "But why didn't you come to me half hour sooner? I didn't have to kill my child. It is too late, isn't it? It is too late." And she went back crying again. America is on the crossroad. To Abraham, God said, "Abraham, okay, fine. If 10 people I can find, I will spare the land." Even the recent studies shows, please listen close, of all the literature we produce, all the Bibles we produce, all the New Testament we produce, all the tracts we produce, 99% of the material is for us, those who speak English, not for the 3 billion that never had a chance to hear the gospel.